I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CT Review. Today is November 6th, Thursday, 2025. Hope you had a good day today. So about to get out of this trade. This was a beautiful trade here. Well, listen, they didn't go up. They decided to come down. So where do you get a confirmation from? You use these bullish inversions to, use them as an inversion. Bullish imbalances, use them as an inversion if you drag them out. There's a lot to talk about, and I think this is going to be my last video for maybe the year. I'm just exhausted from doing videos, but you'll see that when we in 930 we came before pre 930 we came up and we squeezed and we sell aggressively, which I caught the sell up here, and I was pissed that I got out early, and I was just like, dude, really dropped the ball there. So kind of upset about it. This is the power hour trade here, and as you can see, we come up to this guy right here, this little 1040 and this 1034. Again, I'm about to squeeze out and be done. But if I drag this out, boom, you see that. And I haven't seen this in a while. So the market's kind of like, it's definitely not following the seasonal data, right? See that guy right there? So, okay, here's the thing. If you know it's not going up, then obviously it's going to be a bearish day and go down. They want to come back down deeper. Here's a 4-hour imbalance right here. And I'm probably going to get out of this trade right now. Force it. So the power hour, I'm trying to get into this trade and sweep this, but there you go, done. I'm totally good with that. I was going to be done anyway, depending on, you never know what this thing does, but at 350 with the market on close, the point is you have that up candle here. Don't get lost in this. Look at that. Just ticked me out, and then it's going to run. Excuse me. I know this is really sloppy, and I do this because so I don't have to explain it. But right now, I got this thick quadded right here, this 4 right here. Okay, so forget that. I'm going to move this over. Fucking bastards. So, you could see that I'm measuring the yesterday's wick, right? So when we're coming down, if we're coming down and we're going to come down, I want to see how that reacts and how it maneuvers, just like it's this gap that we've been playing around with, this quadded level, right? So I have obviously the quadded level here. Let me move it over to the right. You can see that, right? So I have that, and I have, this is a 4-hour imbalance. It's definitely messy right now. Look at that. Fucking should have just oh. they would have get my ass anyway. You never know. So they're doing that. They're like, man, get off my dick, right? It's okay. It's totally done. I'm totally done anyway. But let me not look at that real quick. So here you can see, again, don't get lost in all this, man. I got this quadded here. This is not even on these charts, but only on the 4-hour. We came to the 50% yesterday, and I said that was suspect and that was kind of alarming. Remember I said that? If you watched it, I know it was long, whatever, but that was what I meant. And so I said, okay, we could come back in and then pull back up. Well, they pulled a rug here, and when you get this aggressive selling like that, and then especially, let's go to the 1 minute, especially when it's a discount opening range, and then we come underneath and we have fanning like that, then this is signifying this is a bearish day. So, damn, I didn't even screenshot that. I wanted to screenshot that. Anyways, so you'll have this imbalance at 930. The first one is going to be 940. And they did it real dirty. They came up and they swept those guys. Generally speaking, this up candle as a controller price will hold, but it's not really that serious. But at the same time, look at the quadrant over here. See the 4 quadrant here, 50%, 25%. So we're underneath the opening range gap. First of all, that's so sign number 1 was yesterday. We hit the 50 and we didn't go above. Sign 1. Sign 2, we had aggressive selling before 930, which is, you would think, oh, it's just a retrace. Well, if that was the high and that was the retrace, we're in an expansion phase. We should really go up. And then when it comes to this 15-minute imbalance, this 4 a.m., we use it as resistance. Take a look at this carefully here. I got mad because I sold it from here and then fucking got out right here. Unbelievable. Just whatever. But you'll see that we have this bearish imbalance, this 846. And then I have this inversion here. This is how I caught that trade. I'll put it in the thumbnail. But it pops in and then you could, it's hard to see this, I know. Let me just do it this way. Yeah, that's better, right? So you could see that the bodies, look at the bodies are respecting it. My entry is literally right this level. But what's it called? So yeah, that's how I'm using that and then rushing down. But it's rushing too hard, right? So that's sign number 2 or 3. I'm not sure where I'm at. But look when we get to this 15-minute imbalance. That's what this is. And this darker one is a 1 minute. I'll show you that in a second, which is over here, right? So this is a suspension block, right? It's got a gap below and above. So I'll explain this now. So take a look when we get to this is the daily gap today. The midnight level is laying on top, by the way. So anything above that would be great sells, right? And then we come into the gap, we come down to that 50% of that 15-minute imbalance. We shoot back up to the high of the gap, specifically. There's an imbalance there, that's fine. And then we break again. It's not like we bounced here and then we came back up and then you'll see, well, what about the opening range gap? Well, and we should see exceedingly bullish if it's bullish, and it's not. So, anyways, I'm glad I wasn't holding that bitch, right? Anyways, so then we come down to that suspension block, that imbalance. It's kind of like a refined area. We come above it and then we sink below it. Now, okay, this is another sign, right? Then the 930 opens up, boom, look where it goes. Goes right into that imbalance. Well, there's just a bearish one here. I don't have that drawn, which I should draw it just to make this kind of easy. So, you know, the big deal is that, okay, if it's not going up and doing what your, you know, data is saying it's doing, well, then it's fucking doing the opposite. So you got to be flexible, right? But pops in there, right? 25% lower than the 50%, all right? And then breaks again down. Okay, now let me kind of fix this up a little bit. And then, obviously, you can see that holding, and then first imbalance. Now they pop up here. Traders here. We're getting fucked here as buyers. Popping in, shoots up. Where does it shoot to? Right to that 25%, the top one. So it's working its way down, right? So it comes down. Okay, I'm sorry. It came down into now this 4 hour. I got this as a 4 hour. You see that? That's that 4 hour from yesterday, right? Which I had bought. And then it doesn't hit the 50 or anything. It comes there and then comes underneath. Look how that's resistance here when it's a bullish imbalance, using it as resistance. And then this, once this comes down like this and it's coming in here, this next candle, this 950 macro kicks in, it shoots up and it fails, immediately rebalance, seals right there. That's a good signature of selling. Then shoots down and then there's no body, well, technically of it coming back up in here, right? So weakness. And then gone. So comes underneath and then hits the 25%. Don't get lost. You know these levels. All right. And then the big one is just the wick of the daily of yesterday. That's it. There's nothing else going on there. And then we see how, look at this right here. Resistance right here. Right. So you hit that and then little imbalance right there. But look at the 50% of the 4 hour imbalance. So then we come underneath, we're using the bottom 25% of the gap now. Boom, underneath it, come underneath it, boom. Now this is now getting into the wick of that daily. I don't know how to make this any prettier because it's just, it is what it is. So hope this isn't like making you lost here. But this is algorithmic and you're going to see it work. So now, obviously, if you caught this sell, great, right? And if you caught that sell, great, right? comes now, this thicker one is going to be that open of the previous days right there. See how right, the day's open, right? And then the low. So it's in the thick. Look how we come down. Once we hit it right there, we come down underneath. We're at the 25% and then to the 50% of that wick on the daily. So we play around. They induce selling, buying here again. They sweep it, very dirty, come right back to that open of yesterday. Okay. Then it breaks down here. You see that? And then now we're out of the gap, out of the gray gap, right? We're out of that. And then it's just, now it's hunting. Now it's going algorithmically to these levels. So we try to make this is just educational, really. And then, so blows through to 50 of the wick. This is yesterday's, no, I'm sorry, that big green ass line is that all-time high from before. And this is where it fails, right? So like, if you look at all the all-time highs that we had here, we thought we were in this situation and it came down again, which is signaling a different type of market. But in general speaking, here's where it didn't work. You know what I mean? What are you going to do? And then if you look underneath, what would it be drawing to? I got it highlighted, that 4-hour imbalance right there. I already mentioned that. Look, it's coming lower. I fucking knew it, buddy. Should have just held it a little bit, but don't want to be involved in the market now. So obviously, but anyways, what's it called? So you see it's now comes down to the 25% of that yesterday's wick. And then this would be the low. This right here, this would be the low, that low that we took out. So you notice how it comes in there and it's playing around in that 25%, right? Just fanning this way. Boom, takes out the low of yesterday. Okay? Takes out that low and then dips in now to that 4-hour imbalance I got measured here. Or not measured, but look at that. So hit the 50 here. Come right back into it and then turns around. Let me see if I can drag this out just so it oh my god, let me do it here. Oh, they're going for it. I fucking knew I should have just held it, but I couldn't focus doing this fucking ass video. That's why I'm like, I'm done. I'm super done. Look at that. So look at that, fanned up a little bit. And then my goal was to get this in, but I didn't need to. It didn't need to, man. It's fine. Because of the fact that they can dangle that carrot, make that the low, it was already the low of the day, and then kind of sit back in here. So that's why I made that decision live on the video. But anyway, so you could see here, back into this, 25%. Okay, back to the 4-hour. Back to the bottom 25% of the wick. Back to the 4-hour imbalance. Playing around the 25. Take a look. That all-time high. Back to that 50 of the wick, which is yesterday's wick. The 50% right there. So it came back up right here. That's why I sold it, because I see this as a lower low, lower high, and we have the drives. I don't generally count the first one. So that's drive 1, 2, 3. That's how I got into that sell. Go rewind the video if you want to see it. And then once it breaks down, comes back up, I'm already in it. And this guy right there, that motherfucker right there. And I haven't seen this in a while. That's why I remembered this, and I was like, I'm going to take this trade. Because, the 4-hour, this 4-hour, that candle that we're in, it's popping up, right? So where's 2 o'clock here? Here. So this was the 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock 4-hour candle. Then it closes here. Right, and then I'm expecting an AMD. So I'm expecting the candle to open up, shoot up, and make a wick. And it's coming into 50% of the body of itself of that candle. See that? All right, and then this is me refining it. I like that right there. Plus the 3 drives that I told you. If you want to count that as 4, fine. Another failed one here, but you have a short-term low on the left. You have a short-term low on the right. That's what you want to see if this is going to be a holding, right? And that's explaining how I just took that trade there live. But point is that we'll see Asia and London probably sweep lower, only because we got a different market. Hey, I don't give a fuck. I'm not married to being bullish. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, it was hard for me to be a part of this selling movement, even though I did buy this here and I bought this here, right? Because I understood maybe sweeping this liquidity here to then pop up, but the problem is now my ego's involved and I'm married to trying to be a buyer. So it's like, you know what, dude, no, but me selling from here to here, this was logical because of the fact that, hey, if it's bullish, I'm okay with selling into a retrace, but once you get this type of price action, it's like, you know what, dude, if you're wrong, you just got to go the other way. There's no other way I can put it. If you're going to trade it, just go the other way. It's just that simple, right? So, if I look at this you can see it on the 15-minute a little better. So this is sell 1, sell 2, sell 3. All this bullshit is sell 3. All this is sell 2. And then all this is sell 1, right? Because you get that first retrace. Then sell 2, retrace. And then sell 3, it just funks around and fans out and whatever bleeds. And then, fake shift of structure there, speaker there. And then this is now, then it actually does work here. And then you get the drives up for a lower high and then whatever, right? So again, writings on the wall. We needed to take out this high. We did not do that. And again, it could have retraced here and still went up, but look at the decision making. I'm going to use a trend line. Again, right here, this didn't keep going up. That's sign 1 as well. And then this too, right? So like, again, I'm not trying to promote using trend lines, but the logic is you should not be getting a big stupid 1 hour candle like that as well, right? So, and you definitely don't want to be closing past imbalances like that. So that's where you can get on side with it, right? So, and then coming right to that 4 hour imbalance. Let me delete this. So, and then the thing is that it definitely has all right to retrace this deep, right? Because you also had Nvidia fucking, and yesterday, I don't know if I said it, but it didn't look right with this. That's why I got out of my trade yesterday. And we closed down like this. And I said this was a breakout level. Yeah, that's fine. But we had a gap here and then we have the momentum. So they just wanted to come again down. There's nothing else you can really say about that. What's it called? Dollar, not fucking really helping at all. And then this wasn't helping at all. And then Dow, I mentioned this was a little suspect when it came in and it stopped right there. So there's your structure. It's a retrace. We're still in a retrace. I'm going to keep it that way. It's still a retrace then, but the data is way off. I mean, we're not supposed to be down here at this time of the year, month. So unless we get in a massive push up right now, I'm going to say that we're bearish. I'm going to say that we're retracing and we're bullish, but possibility bearish. So, especially with those big tops, the way we've already extended for so long and many years too. And especially from this leg here. So it's like, it has all right to come lower. So was it naive to think that this would just be the bottom? A little bit. But signs were pointing to it and keeping it simple. So again, if you had a loss based off of my analysis yesterday or whatever, you have to understand that you got to be fluid, man. See, they sealed this and then they came underneath it. So this is bearish price action. Should never be breaking like that. Right there, especially that low right there. And to close low right there. See that? That's Dow, S&P, same story. So they came up here and they took out that lower high. But now the thing is that when you create a short-term high on the right, short-term high on the left, you need to see follow through is what I'm trying to say. And you didn't get that. So this is a swing, right? And not only is that, but that's a lower high. And this is bearish price action. So again, people have been making a lot of money and they've been pushing in for all this time, and they're trying to bring it back, which is totally fine. And if that's what they want to do. But to me, it feels like it's broken. Feels like it's a different agenda, and the market's shifting. But we'll see what they do. They got to get above this high to be bullish again. That's for sure. So we're not going to get any more into that. And look at, we talked about almost hitting that 7,000 too, but fell short of it, 954. And that's pretty good for, it's pretty good at the same time. And again, with the range at the low to the high, if you look at it, it's at 50% now, right? So, and that's the other thing I was going to say. That's pretty logical too, because they have all right to be doing that, right? Obviously they have the right to do whatever they want. But what I meant is that, it's for it to come back down again, it's very possible. So, this is S&P. So almost sealed their gap. And that's to show you our algorithmic divergence. We did not even get above the 50%. That's to show you, the weakness on everybody. They can't even get above the opening range gap. So that's another signature. So lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and there you go. This is a shift just back up for the lower high. They tap into this imbalance with S&P. It's a 5-minute. This up candle in control there. And God, this is so messy. I'm going to delete it because I just wanted to explain that so you could see it. And then again, this range failed. So coming into a discount, we should already be pushing up, and it's going the other way, guys. So this is going to get deleted. But notice how we did accomplish this, coming right back to that breakout level. And I mentioned it yesterday. I was like, this is a little bit too strong. Notice how we end up selling at that bearish imbalance. It's in control. That's another signature there, right? So, and then look how look how the 1 hour closes on the gap. And then this next hour, this 10 o'clock, it's opening on that level. This is another reason here that it's going down. Where are we at? Right there. This guy right there. See that? So you shouldn't see this. You should not see that. That 4 hour closes here. You should never see that, right? So it pops up. I already showed you where it was, from that open of yesterday's, gradient. And then it poked that and then just came down. So, I don't think there's anything else I really need to say. I wanted to make a short video. This is also, and if you look at all the majors too, they've been coming down hard. So that was another like inkling of like, yo, wait a minute, bro. This thing is not maybe going to go up. What are you going to do? I'm not, my life isn't over. My trading career isn't over. I don't care if you unfollow me. I was wrong. Oh fucking well. I still know how to fucking go the other direction. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to be flexible. Everything is coming down, to be honest with you. You looking at it? All the majors. And Apple was shooting up and came right back down. Everybody's coming down. And there's nobody going up. Nobody. So that should also probably tell you that, okay, we've been extended for a while. Selling off is coming in. I'm surprised they did it this early. I'm surprised they just didn't push it up for just, just a little bit more. But to be honest with you, this fucking year is generally speaking, it's over. Like, to me, right? Like, that's how I feel about it. And I need a vacation. I'll be honest with you. I need a vacation. I'm so tired of making videos, and it's not that I don't like to do it, but it's just like, I'm a little fried. I've been going hard for a while, and I've been waiting for this moment. And I think this is what it's saying. But generally, when it's bearish like this and it's flushing, they come down fast, and they come down. You're going to see Asia, London, just like it was on Monday. And by the way, also the weekly, I forgot to say this too, and maybe it was, should have been obvious, but we didn't have any bodies on the weekly, obviously. We have the daily. The dailies came in and they put some bodies on that gap. Still not sealing it though. And I was like, okay, it can still go up. It has an opportunity to go up, but it had to go up, obviously. So now they have a daily close on that gap, and then if you're wondering if it was going to be a bearish or bullish week, I'm like, oh, it had to do a lot of work for it to kind of come from here and go back up to then be a bullish bullish week. I mean, so I was like, oh, maybe it'll be indecisive, and then they'll hold it for the next week. But I did expect a sell off. Once we pushed up around the I said it from the 6th to the 8th to the 9th. So this is just a divergence of data, and it's just it is what it is. I expected it to come back down here once it came up here, like to come back in, but hey, that didn't happen. So we'll see if this ends up holding this bullish imbalance right here on this 4 hour. We pretty much did a good job of sealing all that, and it's and in general speaking, it is fair delivery. So I mean, now it's like, all right, that makes more sense. And then if I do the range here, you can see very, very clearly that we have from this low. Remember, this low makes this high, right? And then the price is sitting at 50%, right? So yesterday we damn near got next to 50%, and they'll do that. They'll get it close. Oh, that's perfect, and let's buy it. I bought it, but I got the fuck out. I didn't hold it. That's why I'm not a swing trader in general speaking. But then coming underneath. I should have did this yesterday. I don't know why I didn't, but coming back underneath, that's fine. They can do that, So that's just all it is, man. So and what's funny, everybody on the internet, they're eating hard today, but where were you guys eating all this other time? That's so funny. But that's a stretch. So I'm gonna delete this, but real quick, we did get that. And they look how perfect that was, and they suckered us. Well, they didn't sucker me. I got in and I got out. So, but they suckered the market. Whoever is trying to swing trade, right? So, what's going on here now? Wow, they've done enough damage. To be honest with you, I mean, I don't know. Seasonality wise, this thing might just shoot up now for real. We came to an oversold here on the 50% of the daily. We didn't have that yesterday. I don't think we did. So this is a good place to bounce if it's going to bounce. Also, the weekly here. Again, I don't have the weekly shown, but if you do, I shouldn't do this right now. I'm going to make this video longer, but this is a weekly imbalance. Okay, and you have to include both gaps, right? So I'm going to move this just to the left, just so it doesn't look crazy over here. I'm going to keep this thing over here, okay? And then, oh, fuck me. Shit, this is going to get nasty. What I'm trying to do is quad it. And this is just for, what am I doing? This is for educational reasons. Okay, we'll do that. And we'll do that. Let's take a look here. So you can see it's quadded over here. All right. So 25, 50, 25 top. All right. Oh boy. Look at the bottom 25%. It is the exact same level as the low today. Coincidence? I don't think so. Tagged it right there. And then and the high of this candle here, look up top, the high up here, the high, I gotta fucking go. I'm over this. High 179.5 is the high. So does it want to come back in and seal that little candle here for that breakout? There's a breakout level there. Do they want to seal that 179.5? I said, right? Where is that? Right here. But you can see that 25% here holding price at the moment. Do they want to come and seal it in here? Or do they even want to come and grab these guys? That'd be pretty low, dude. That's pretty dirty. But they might. Again, it's Thursday, so, and I wasn't even gonna trade today. So I need to put this to the side. See if I can kind of just put this only. I'll put this only on the weekly here, and I'll take it off the other time frames because I don't want to see this. It's too much. So let's take this off here, and I want to take it off everything else. I'm just gonna leave it on the weekly, and then I'm gonna gauge it. I'm gonna look at it that way. Let me take this off, everything else as well, because this would be too much. It's just already too much here. So, so they came back down for another drive. That's just what it is. So we'll see here. We'll see if this holds. If it doesn't, and it wants to come lower, which I don't see why they would. I mean, they've already did pretty good now. I mean, to be honest. I'm just thinking out loud real quick. I mean, do they want to come to these gaps and rush quickly? I don't know. But as far as the weekly being, this is definitely not going to be a bullish week, right? So Friday, we're going to treat this just like if it was a bullish candle. Is Thursday the low of the week? We thought Wednesday was going to be the low of the week as well. Ended up being Monday, right? See that at the high of the week, and then so Wednesday was not the low of the week, obviously. And if that's going to hold, we'll see. We'll see if we get a pullback in, right? So that'll be something like this, back into the range, depending on Asia, and then we'll see if it pulls back in. Notice how it came back when it made that low today, came right back in to that 20. The top 20, the 20% here. Breakout level there. Underneath this all-time high as a resistance type of thing. And but generally when they're coming down, they're gonna come down, right? So that's the thing. I mean, this is a big straight shot, but maybe that weekly candle wants to come back in and then settle all these easy sellers here. So we'll see what it does. I think I've made a long video again. So I don't know if I'll be back, but I hope this has been helping. I mean, no one's liking the videos anymore. No one's really watching. So apparently you've either found another source or not trading or whatever it is. But I'm definitely losing interest of doing these free videos every day for over 3 years. So we'll see if I keep doing it, but hopefully you like the video so I can get encouraged to do it again. I do it more. I mean, because no one's liking it. So you guys take care. God bless.